Hey, it's me, Fish. Excuse me, Fish, your host for Ugly Red Sorts of All Evil. Really? John here wants to be petted again. Just constantly petted. Pet, 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 pet. Anyway, so this is day 2 of my 31 days of Halloween horror movie Bingeathon thing that I'm doing. It's October 2nd, so day 2. And like I said, most of the days I'm only going to be able to do one movie because, I work. But, I got to sleep, I got to eat, I got to go to work. And it's 8-hour shifts. So I come back, I only got time to maybe do 1-2 movies at the most, depending on how tired I am and depending on if I want to play around on the internet or video games or or anything else. But today's movie is a classic. I don't know if you can see that with all the reflections and whatnot, but the original The Invisible Man from 1933. That is a long time ago. Considering it was 1933 when it was made, it's got some pretty good special effects in it. I'm surprised. Now, I have seen this like 100 times in my lifetime. But it's been probably about damn near 10 years since I've seen it last. And although it's not my favorite of all the Universal horror monsters, he's not really a monster, he's just an invisible man. Not my favorite, but it is. Well, they're all good. They're all. There's none that you. There's not one. I think there's like 30 some odd movies, and that includes sequels and everything. There's not one that you could consider as being bad. Try not to swallow the ice. That's why it's bad. But anyway, so Claude Rains. Of course, he's an invisible man in this. I don't know many of his other movies that he's made in this time. I'm only familiar with him from this movie. And I do know there's some sequels to The Invisible Man I didn't know about until, a few years ago that I haven't seen yet. But, I'm going to eventually have to get them too. So, but look at the back. Anyway, yeah, this is one of the classic Universal monster movies, and like I said, it was made in 1933. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's good. If you've seen this movie, it takes place in London, I believe that's where it is. At the beginning of the movie, he goes to a place called the Lion's Den, which looks a lot like the slaughtered lamb from American Werewolf in London. But I'm not too positive if it's the same location that the American Werewolf film did, as The Invisible Man. Is probably totally different set. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So there's that. Claude Rains is a pretty damn good actor in this movie. He plays the part perfectly. Very frustrated man. That he's a scientist and he created some sort of formula that turned him invisible. And he can't figure out how to turn himself back to visible. And so he's very frustrated and he's trying his damnedest to create a new formula so that he can become visible again. And it's just driving him nuts, He just wants to be visible again. And all those people keep bugging him and interrupting him when he's trying to make the new formula and whatnot. So he's just more and more becoming an asshole because he's frustrated. Not because he's just an asshole about it. He's just really frustrated that he can't get the shit done. So, but anyway, I mean, it is a classic, and the special effects are pretty damn awesome considering when it was made, like I said earlier. It surprised me. When I first seen them, I didn't think nothing about the special effects. I was just a kid. But, when I first seen it as an adult, in a way, a young adult, my young adult mind was thinking cheesy special effects. But my new old adult mind, having just watched it, looked at it again, not really cheesy in my opinion. They're really good special effects. I mean, obviously they had to erase things off the film in order to make them invisible, but I don't know how they did that back in them days. I know how to do it with the computers today, but back in them days there wasn't no computers as far as I know. So I don't know how they affect film, because the actual film strips that they filmed on, it's not digital or anything. So I don't know how they did that. And yeah, I mean, it's just a great movie. It's a classic. There's no way that this movie sucks. If people think it sucks, they're either too young or they don't know what good movies are. I'm not trying to offend anyone there if you're one of those. I'm just saying it's just one of the greatest horror movies ever. All right, that's it for this review, day number 2. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it tomorrow or on the 4th. Yawning again. But the creators of a movie called Camp Death Part 3 in 2D, I think that's the only one. I don't think there was actually 1 or 2. It's basically a parody of Friday the 13th Part 3. So they reached out to me to maybe include and review that movie, their movie, in my 31 days thing. And so I said, yeah, sure, I'll do it. It's always good to watch a new movie I've never seen of or heard of or whatever. I already watched the trailer, and I'm not going to say anything about it just yet. It is a horror comedy parody movie, so it's not to be taken seriously. And if you watch the trailer, yeah, there's nothing serious about it. But I like those kind of movies out. I call them stupid good movies. I like those kind of movies, so hopefully I'll like this one, but I don't know. They did tell me that I'm free to be brutally honest on the review, which I will be. But it's still going to be a craptacular review, just as this one was, and as yesterday's was. So, but either way, so I'm not sure if I'm going to do it tomorrow or the next couple of days. The screener link that they sent me expires in 7 days, so I got to do it pretty soon. But either way, that's cool. I mean, actually, someone that made a movie asked me to spread the word about their movie to help them out, regardless if I like the movie or not. So we'll see what happens when I do review it. In the meantime, that's it for today's day number 2, 31 days of Halloween horror movies Bingeathon. Like I said before, I don't know what movies I'm going to be watching other than the staple ones of the ones I already watched, Tales of Halloween, Trick or Treat, Pumpkinhead coming soon, the original Halloween, maybe some sequels and a remake or something. I don't know if I'm going to include the newest Halloween movie coming out in theaters. as part of it. I'm going to see it, but honestly, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to see it this month. You know, when it releases, or I won't be able to get to see it till November. Whatever, I'll find out. It just depends on my buddies, my rides, and all that, and my money, and all that. So, because several of us, my friends and I, want to see it. So, you know, we're going to all see it together. So, yeah. But if we do see it this month, I will put it in my 31 days deal and review it. So, but in the meantime, like I try to say the past about 2-3 times already in this video, that's it for now. So, until next time.